bit in height to Jesse. Do you think that's going to be an issue in the fight for him?
Well, I don't really think so. Not if it goes to the ground. That's where
exactly.
you know, we've been training them to get in there and really mix it up. So we're just going to have to see how it goes. And here they go.
Well, here they go.
As you can see,
Justin
looks like he's a good stand-up kicker, maybe a Muay Thai kicker. And there he goes. He's going to try to lock him up and take him down here.
So far, he's been more active. I haven't seen anything yet from his opponent.
And that's something, too, especially if you've never had him come up into your gut like that. It's a real shock. It'll wake you up real quick.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Hanging on to the cage. He's got him on the ground. I have to say, he's got a lot of confidence in the ring.
Yeah, he does. Well,
or the cage, I should say.
Justin's in his guard. It doesn't look like he's defending well there.
No, and he's also taking some punches.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's going to get his back. Now he's fully mounted. He's in a real dangerous situation here.
Well,
it doesn't look like he's controlling himself well at all.
This is going to be a quick fight, I have a feeling.
Mark, I knew it. Mark was going to stop this fight pretty quick. He just wasn't defending himself quite properly enough.
No.
He needs to be down there covering up. He needs to even strike back so that he can divert his attention away from some of the things that he's doing so he can set up his elbow escape and get out of there.
Did that outcome surprise you at all, Tom?
Well, you know, with both of these are relatively new fighters, so you really don't know what they were going to do when they came out there. So I can't really say that I'm surprised.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 1 minute, 3 seconds in the first round. Your winner by knockout, Jesse Barrett.
So,
yeah,
it sounds like it could be an interesting matchup between these two.
Tom Petrelli, our matchmaker, seems to do a really good job about putting some of these guys together, especially when they're younger and less experienced. However, Daniel's been around, like I said, Daniel's been around for a while, and I think I do remember seeing Josh at one of our other shows now that I see him here.
Well, the mental game always plays a big part in the cage, and there's something to be said for the guys who are used to fighting in there, so we'll see how Josh can hold up under the pressure.
Yeah, he seems to be taking the fight too, Daniel.
Yeah, he's not wasting any time.
And they go into
we're on the ground pretty quickly here.
Very similar to our last fight. Uh-oh, we got a fan.
Oh, wow.
He's going for an armbar.
He's going for an armbar.
He's in a situation, but his elbow's pretty far back, so he's not in too bad of a shape right there.
Well, Josh is showing some interesting moves and trying to avoid any kind of hold.
Up there on top there. And it looks like he's going to try for the mount there.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Josh seems to be doing some interesting things to try and get out of the hold that Daniel's got.
Oh, absolutely. And here he goes.
He's using his,
now he's got the half guard.
He's throwing a few strikes to the head, it looks like.
Right. Now this is kind of a dangerous situation. Oh, now he's got the full mount. Now he's in control of this fight 100%.
Well, this could be a little bit interesting.
If he can pull it out, we'll have this fight won in no time. It looks like that cage is going to be kind of hindering him a little bit. He might have to roll over to a Kimura.
Well, you have to like what Josh is doing, though. He certainly seems to be holding his own. I mean,
absolutely. He's definitely taking this fight to Daniel. He's not intimidated by him whatsoever. Looks like
well, Daniel's got
triangle choke on him.
Exactly.
There he goes. There he goes.
He's got him in pretty good position. Wow.
Pretty good move for Josh. It's a good way to break it up. Oh, now he's going for the knee bar. This could be very dangerous.
This is a very interesting fight. These two are very evenly matched, it looks like, and that is not a good position for Daniel to be in right now.
Absolutely not. The knee bar is one of the worst things out there. When it goes and it gets you, it's just
that can do some damage. Yeah, that can do some damage.
It looks like his knee's a little bit further down and doesn't quite have the knee locked out completely. But it looks like he's in some good pain there.
Well, we've got the crowd. We've got some of the people in the crowd standing on their feet. This is definitely, I think, a little bit of a surprise.
Well, this is interesting here. Daniel may be able to get up on him. And if he can get in there and get his hooks in, he'll have his back, which is really the #1 position you want to be in. Rear naked choke with the hooks in. Then you're really dominating the fight at that point.
Now, some people don't like a long ground fight, but I always like these fights where these guys really get into the grappling and the wrestling. I always think it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and
to see that, because that's where you really see some of their skills.
That's right.
It may not be as flashy as some of the knockouts, but that's where you really see how hard they train.
Right. And, you know, and as you can tell, our fight fans now know a lot more about their ground game and stuff like that, so they're a little bit more patient. They let things work out a lot better than they used to. Before, they just wanted to see the whole beat them up, pound, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You can actually see the chess match that's going on out there. And that was a very good illustration of what two good grapplers are going to do. They're going to roll it over. They're going to go for the next move. They're always thinking about their next move.
And I think it's always the guy who is good on the ground is the one who usually has the edge.
That's right. You know, in my short career as a fighter, that's where I was always successful, is when I got to the ground. When standing up, anything can happen. You can lose the fight in a heartbeat.
Right. It can be a one-punch thing.
That's right. But when you take it to the ground, you can control yourself a little bit more. You can also breathe, especially if you're a not-conditioned fighter. You can be on the ground and rest a lot more.
Exactly. Now we're heading into round 2. So good news for Josh is he made it through round 1 and showed us a little bit of his skills and training. And I think he's made a pretty good impression so far on these fight fans.
This has been a really good fight. I'm really impressed by both of these.
I am very impressed too. We're already back on the ground in round 2. And who do we have on top there, Tom? I can't see.
Oh, I think
it looks like...
Oh, that's Daniel up there on top. Josh on the bottom. Josh got him in his guard. Let's see how good he is from the guard position there.
They're picking right back
and what he's
up
got
where they left off.
Now, Kathy, in case you don't know, he's got him in what we call a closed guard. That's when he's got his feet locked around him like that. And that's not a bad position to be in. Although it looks dangerous, if you know what you're doing from there, you can't control what's going on and what's happening to you, although you are going to take some shots.
Well, and that's what's happening right now is Daniel is getting some strikes to the head in on Josh, standing him back up.
I guess he didn't see enough action there. He wanted to get up and get some action. He takes Daniel down.
Well, I don't think Daniel was ready for that.
No, I thought he was going to. I think he was thinking they were going to stand up and throw a few punches.
Yeah, that was a little surprise to him. And Josh, you know, once again, this guy's going in, and he is not intimidated whatsoever.
Has he got an arm in there? This could be dangerous for Josh.
Yeah, he does. He does have an arm in there, but he's, you know, I have to say he's pretty good at his escape moves.
Yes, he is. Both of these fighters seem to have a lot of tenacity in them.
Do you think that maybe Daniel slightly underestimated his opponent's skills, being that he's had so much more experience in the cage?
You know, he certainly could. It looks like he's going for an ankle lock right now, but Daniel's up on him. I don't think he's got anything now. And he's come up into the mount.
Well,
it's a very dominant position.
Daniel's sort of taking control now. He's getting more strikes, and keep in mind, you know, we're in the middle of round 2, and Josh has been taking strikes throughout both rounds. So eventually he will get tired.
That's right. Well, you know, even punching is going to tire you out. So even the recipient and the receiver.
Good point. They're
both going to get tired.
They're expending a lot of energy.
Punches have been really effective. They're really basically going to wake you up, get your adrenaline going. It's going to make you a better fighter out there, actually.
Oh, that's an interesting take on it.
You know, I mean,
I don't think I'd want to be taking the punches.
The worst thing is going out there and waiting for that first punch. After that, you know, you really don't feel too much after that. You just get into that rhythm and you just start having fun with the fight. I know it's kind of a hard concept to think about having fun out there, but it really is. Most of these guys have a great time.
Well, yeah, these guys wouldn't be doing it if they didn't love the sport. Because clearly there are easier ways to make a living.
Set up an armbar. Josh got out of it again real quick.
Well, Daniel's still getting strikes to the head, and again, like you said, we don't know how much damage those are doing.
Well, that's round.
So, end of round 2, guys. We are into round 3. And I imagine that we'll be seeing more of Josh in the rage in the cage.
Absolutely. And you know what? This is really a surprising fight.
Very surprising.
You know, like I said, Daniel trained more of a wrestler turned mixed martial artist. And a lot of times they don't have the skill. They got a lot of good ground and pound. They got good takedowns. But as far as transitioning to their next jiu-jitsu moves, I'm very surprised with some of the skill that he's pulling out today.
An impressive start by Josh, but it'll be interesting because in the end, if there is no tap out or no knockout, it's going to have to go to the scorecards. And in that case, Tom, who do you think would fare better on the scorecards?
I think right now you'd have to see Daniel Betzel just edging out a little bit.
Right.
He has been up on the top more.
He's had more control.
And he had what in the jiu-jitsu tournament what we call a vantage point because he's putting him in some threatening positions.
Right.
However, Josh has got him in the knee bar and stuff like that too. So
it could be
pretty
close
fight. I would hate to be a judge on this one.
Yeah, you never know in this business.
Now, this is when you're tired. You want to be back in the locker room having a cold drink of water, but you got to go out there and fight one more round. Victory or defeat is just moments away for either one of these two fighters, and it's on their mind right now.
Now, we saw Daniel just attempt a kick, and I have to say it looked like he was a little bit tired, like you said.
Oh, absolutely, but he needs to watch out there. He's going to get his back. He's going for his back.
Again, Josh coming out.
And he's got his hooks in there. It's a real dangerous position.
This is a very dangerous
However,
position.
Daniel's in what he calls a clamshell. And if he can stay tucked in there and keep him from getting him stretched out, he'll be all right.
Then there's not much he can do. Now, what hold is Josh going for? Oh, now turning around. Daniel's getting on top.
Got a good half guard right there. I'm trying to get side bound.
You're much better at the technical terms than I am, Tom.
Well, I've been around a couple of days.
I'm translating for those of us who just know when they're on top or when they're on the bottom.
Yeah, well, 7 years in this game, you learn a couple of the moves.
Well, I do know a full mount when I see one, and I haven't seen one of those yet.
Oh, yes, we've seen plenty of full mounts. Oh, yeah. And it looks like he's going to try for it. If he can get his leg out from between his legs and step over, that's a full mount.
I haven't seen a successful one yet, though, in this fight or in the prior fight.
Well, nothing that really finished the – well, actually, the very first fight we saw.
Well, we did. That was a very quick, though. Very quick.
We've seen a few here, but these guys are very good at getting out of these moves.
Exactly.
Like I was telling you from the last fight, if the fighter knows what he's doing, if you got full mount, you're not going to be able to be as effective with it if someone knows what they're doing on the ground because they're going to bounce up, they're going to keep you off balance enough for you not to be effective. And Daniel's certainly taking charge of this fight right here.
Yeah, Daniel's been in control, I think, the majority of the time. So it looks to me like if nothing changes, he will be the winner of this fight. However, I wouldn't count Josh out just yet because...
Oh, he's going for a key lock there. It's when you got the arm and you bend it backwards, but he's kind of got a real bad angle on it. And it's really going to turn out to be more like a Kimura. Oh, now he's going back to the ground and pound. He really needs to step that leg over. He could just put his hand on his knee just like that and step
right,
over.
And he's
going for that.
Trying to do that right now.
There he goes. Now he has, no, he got the other leg in there, so he went from one half guard to another.
Daniel's still throwing strikes to the head.
And they're very tired right now. You're down there, you're trying to get air into your lungs. It's just horrible. We got 10 seconds left here. Now
with Rage in the Cage rules, when you throw a strike, do you get points for that on the scorecard?
Yes, anytime you're actively going after someone, aggressiveness, either by trying to submissives or hitting or striking, anything like that, you are scoring points. They're not on an absolute point system, kind of like boxing,
right?
Because we can't score the same. And right now, Kathy's going up there right now, but we're going to wait for the results here. And then Kathy's going to interview the winner up there. Pretty exciting fight. I don't know what to tell you guys, but that was pretty exciting. If you've never seen mixed martial arts before, this is definitely a good chess match that you've seen here today. Two very good grapplers on the ground there.
Ladies and gentlemen, first put your hands together for both of these Cage Warriors. But there can only be one winner. Your winner, by unanimous decision, fighting out of the red corner, Daniel Betzel. It is Mr. Mark Sr.
like seeing Roscoe fight. His hair is almost always different. He's either got long hair, short hair, curly hair, blonde hair, red hair.
Which says a little bit of something about him.
Yeah, he's got a great personality. He's a really good guy to talk to. And he's quiet, but really fun to talk to.
Now these guys are...
Oh, look at that.
Roscoe coming out firing.
Great takedown.
Great takedown by Roscoe. And, man, he looks pumped up, Tom.
He does. He's ready to take this fight.
He is not messing around. He's got this Las Vegas fighter on his back.
Yeah, well... The Las Vegas fighter seems to be experienced with the cage.
He does. He's using it.
With his toes.
Exactly.
Sometimes that's kind of dangerous. Get your toes caught in there, but if you need to leverage yourself, it's a good way to do it. You can't do it with your hands, but you can with your feet. That's our rules here.
Well, he needs to do something because Roscoe, I mean, he just came out like a bullet.
He did, and he got him locked up pretty good. Roscoe's trying to keep him up against the cage. Looks like he's going to stand up.
Wow, that was a pretty good move. Trying to turn it around. David Smith is...
That David Smith looks like to be a really strong fighter there.
He looks like a strong fighter. He's thrown a strike to the back of Roscoe's head. Now, Roscoe seems to have a little bit more weight on him than his opponent, and I wonder if that'll affect anything.
Well, Roscoe, he doesn't look like the cut-up body that David Smith has, but he trains hard. He trains,
and he's got
not
energy.
All fighters are like that. I mean, Rico Rodriguez, for example, it was never a hard-bodied fighter, but he was very good.
Well, my point is that sometimes they use a little bit of extra weight as an advantage.
Oh, he took a hard shot there, a knee into the chest. You know that had to hurt, and he went back on his back.
Yeah, he went back on his back. So
this Vegas fighter has some tenacity there.
He definitely does. He's obviously a pretty tough guy.
And he looks like he's going to work into a side mount. He's got to clear that knee. And Roscoe's doing a good job of keeping him at bay. He needs to suck into him, get him in his guard.
Roscoe trying to sneak in a couple strikes there, and David answers back.
Right.
Now David's putting his arm back around. What is he going for here?
Right now he's trying to clear that knee so that he can get in there and be in control of that position. Right now with that knee in there, Roscoe's got him at bay. But see how he's trying to work around? Now he's got him in what we call an up and down or north and south. And he's going for an arm bar. He's got but he's got it locked up. Roscoe's got to get up.
Roscoe's in a little bit of trouble here.
He needs to step up over.
Yeah,
he needs to keep stepping over. If you can,
This
looks like he might be in trouble. He needs to step up and around. He's got it locked in there real good, but
he's in a pretty bad position right now, though.
Yeah.
Oh, and taking some strikes.
Yeah, but he's ducking in under. He's smart. He's ducking in under his opponent's legs. Now he walked over.
He's got.
He's tapping. He's tapping.
He's tapping.
What?
Wow.
Oh man, I don't like to see that too much. A little bit of bad sportsmanship there.
I'll tell you what, though, the fans did like that.
Oh yeah, it was a good, definitely a good fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 2 minutes, 47 seconds in the first round. Your winner by referee stop and submission, Dangerous David Smith! Once again is Mr. Mark.
Yeah, like I said, this is going to be a good brawl here.
This is going to be a good brawl.
These two guys are ready to go out there and really hit.
Now, do you think they're going to do more hitting and maybe stand up a little longer, or are we going to see another ground fight?
Well, according to the matchmaker, I think you're going to see a lot more hitting. Either that or ground and pound more than submissions. But we'll just have to check it out and see.
Oh, we're starting out with some kicks. Oh, wow.
Oh, my God, some good high kicks here.
Some real high kicks.
Sean's got some good.
Woo,
looks like he's got some good taekwondo.
The fans are getting more pumped up. They like to see that.
Yeah, everybody loves a good standing roundhouse kick.
Well, I do remember
the Ray Elby fight.
The Ray Elby fight. I have to bring it up. It was 2 Rage in the Cages ago. Yeah. And I was here commentating on that fight. Oh. Boy, what a night that was. And Ray Elby got.
Oh, look at this body. Wow.
Ray Elby got knocked out with a roundhouse kick, which I've never seen.
A back roundhouse kick.
Yeah, back roundhouse kick.
Excellent.
Never seen that before.
Yeah, it's a very difficult move to pull off. Real sneaky. It's relatively simple to use against an opponent that's not trained.
Now here we've got some. We're back on the ground again, and these guys are pretty active.
Like
And they're also a bit heavier. They're in a heavier weight class.
Yes, and like I said, here they come with the ground and pound. You see them not really going for a lot of submissions. They are going to position themselves like any good fighter or any good mixed martial arts fighter is going to do. He's going to position himself.
Well, we're seeing a lot of striking. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of striking from Sean Valentine. And not only do they headbutt to the body, and those can take a lot out of you.
Absolutely. You know, there's nothing worse than getting the wind knocked out of you when you're really tired and you're really sucking in air a lot, to have it knocked out.
And if you're watching this fight, you can see the arms on this guy. I imagine he throws some pretty heavy punches.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be down there.
I wouldn't want to be the recipient of those punches.
All I can say is I'm glad he's in our military. And
Yeah.
just to say a word, thank God for all those young men and women out there in the military.
Yes.
Kathy, as you know, I just got out of the military.
Did you?
About a year ago, I was deployed to Iraq and got injured, and they sent me home early. But
Now, which, I did not know that. Well, good job,
looks
Tom.
like we're going for a key lock here.
Oh, and
or a
he's got-
Kimura. It's going to be a Kimura.
He's got him in a good position.
He's got the only problem is he's got that gate back there that's going to kind of block.
That's going to get in his way.
There he goes.
He got it around, though.
Oh, it looks like, he got out of it, but
He
he's
got
got
out of
full
it.
mount. Now he can start coming in some real big hammers right now. He needs to get his hooks in a little bit lower, but.
So far, he is in full control of the fight, though.
Yes. Now, what he needs to do, Sean needs to do is have his legs out a little bit further and have his weight into him. So Chris has to breathe real hard. So it's harder for him to breathe. And it fatigue. Oh, they turned it over.
They turned it over, and we have Chris Devno on top now.
But in Sean's guard, and so he's not in too bad of a position.
Exactly. And the end of the round.
I can't hear the bell over here.
Well, and we missed that great escape move because the referee was actually blocking our view, but whatever it was, it happened quick. So now, Tom, you were saying, what branch of the military were you in?
I did time in the Navy, and I also did time in the Army, and then also a lot of time in the Army National Guard. I was going over there as an MP. This was going to be my third deployment over there. I was excited to go, but then I herniated some disc in my back, which ended my military career, and it also ended my fight career.
Wow, that's too bad. I also want to say a little special hello. There's a lot of military guys that are big fans of Ultimate Fighting and Rage in the Cage, and I was honored by some of our Army guys over in Afghanistan. They got a hold of one of my posters, and they flew a flag in my honor and made me an honorary member of their Defense Resources sector. So I have a special little tie to the military myself.
Well, I just want to say God bless the 8-6s out there, the MP company over there from Arizona.
God bless our boys for sure.
Oh, look at that spin back. That's excellent.
Well, we are back. We are back.
Here. We got a war right here.
We're back to the fight, round 2, and we've got a really good fight right now going on.
Oh, yes. This is going to be a good show here.
So far, both these guys have lived up to their expectations.
Yes, it's going to be a real good show here. See what we got going on here.
This is what happens when you put a bodyguard with a military guy.
That's right. You know, these guys are fighters, and they like
tough.
to fight. That's why they're in the occupations that they're in. Oh, looks like Chris doesn't really want to engage too much right now.
Drawing him in.
That was excellent.
A little bit of cat and mouse in the cage right now.
A little bit. You know, you got to set up. And he's got a good side mount right here. And he needs to get up off his knees and put his weight on him again. Up, and he steps over for full mount. We're going to have to see what Sean has on the ground. I don't see him having a lot of mount defense here.
Well, Sean tried to pull a little bit of a fast one right there on Chris, and unfortunately it ended up working against him a little bit.
Yeah, he slipped, and that's too bad. But that's the risk when you start doing some of those flamboyant.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
He's going for that arm bar. Oh, it looks like he got his elbow out. And he's going to reverse it.
He's made a reverse, and
this ought to be good here.
I'll tell you what, the crowd's really getting into it now. This is a great fight.
He's got him stacked up right now. He's in Chris's guard.
You know, but
he's coming out for an ankle lock. Oh, he's tapping
he tapped out. Wow.
Good job. Outstanding.
47 seconds in the second round. Your winner by submission, John Valentine!
All right, well, I got to tell you, so far, just looking at these two guys, there's a pretty big size difference.
Yes, it does. But you know what? Sometimes those small, skinny guys can be quite wiry.
That's
we'll
true.
have to see how that works out. And here they go, touching gloves.
John gave what appeared to be a little slap
he's
there,
those knees in
and
there.
now he's taking some knees to the chest and the body, giving one back.
Yeah, and just to let you know there.
Nice kick.
High kicks up there.
Nice kick from John. Attempting another one.
He tattletales it when he comes up. You can always see that heel come up.
Yeah.
Oh, dropped
And
in
then
the guard well, like he knows what he's
a-
doing there.
That's right.
See what he can work out from there. But looks like he's just holding him up. He's not trying to go for any kind of submission. And he's going to get stacked up in that cage. And with that big feller on him like that,
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna be
not a
kinda
good
hard
position to be in.
defend that.
I think Andrew was just looking for the opportunity to get him on the ground.
That's a good sign. That means he's probably going to go for some type of submission. That's where you want to see your feet go up when you're going for an arm bar like that.
You mean John's going to go for a submission?
Well, the guy on the bottom, he's bringing his feet up. You can see him. When you get him up close to the shoulders, up, but we're going to stand him up. And I think this is a disadvantage for John on this one. But I don't know, maybe he'll get one of those high kicks, and it looks like Andrew's cut.
Yeah, we didn't see that. It must have happened on the ground there when he was striking.
Looks like they're right back
Andrew
in the same
taking
spot.
him down and doing some strikes to the body a little bit.
Yeah, two young new fighters.
Two new fighters. We're going to see what they have to show us skills-wise.
Yeah. So far, they've got a lot of heart, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, both guys look tough.
Oh, see, there he goes with his feet up there, and he's pulling his head down, trying to get a position there.
Right.
Oh, looks like he's got it.
You definitely can see him trying to get
A
position.
hand choke in there.
We see Andrew throwing some strikes to the head. Doesn't look like it's doing much.
No, but it certainly will distract you. Keep
It
you
will
away from
distract
doing any
you.
of your moves.
And he looks like he's in good enough shape that he...
Stand him up again. Yeah, a little bit of tattletale there.
Both guys breathing a little heavier.
Maybe he's not cut. Maybe that's just a little bit of light. Oh, and he's got some good strikes in there, standing up. But
He's also he's looking to get him on the ground again. Yeah.
Okay, now let's see how he works his guard. Oh, he's going to take him to the fence again.
He's trying to get himself in position there.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell these guys are new fighters. They're not working quite hard enough on the ground, at least for the position.
Yeah, when they're not taking advantage.
Pulling out.
Right.
Okay, that's the end of round one.
I'm sure both guys are just trying to feel each other out, you know, lack of experience, trying to kind of figure it out as they go.
Well, you know, that first round of your first fight, especially in an arena like this, it's very intimidating.
A little bit
After
intimidating.
that, it's just going in there and continuing on. Like I said, that first hit, that's the worst one. After that, it's go time.
It does seem, though, to me, just from that first round, that Andrew does have a game plan. He seems to be, you know, he wants to get him on the ground, and I think he wants to get a position on him, but he's not able to take advantage of him once he is on the ground.
That's true, and one of the reasons why he's not able to do that is because John is trained on the grappling ground. You can tell just by the way he's positioned himself.
Yeah.
He's holding him up, he's locking him up, he's not letting him get any distance where he can get any good strikes in there. And so it shows that he's got some good training there. We'll just have to see if he's got either one of them have any good finishing moves.
Yeah,
and that's going to be the tattletale.
Somebody's going to have to get the edge in there. Well, let's see if they bring it up a notch in round two.
Oh, he's throwing some good kicks.
Yeah, more kicks out of John. And we get some striking, and Andrew answers with a knee.
Oh, looks like he might have
right back on the ground.
Thought he might have that guillotine, but he let go of it.
Is it guillotine or guillotine?
Guillotine.
That's all the
I don't
same.
want to speak good English anyway, so.
You had a couple beers in you?
Not yet.
Not yet, but looking
nobody's
forward to
brought
it.
me one yet. Hey, maybe I could send you out for a beer while I commentate.
I'm planted in my chair.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just do this so.
I don't want to miss any of these fights. Each one has gotten better. We're leading up to the good ones, and I can't wait to see Rico Rodriguez fight. I really like him.
That's gonna be, and I really want to see Jamie Varner go at it today.
Yeah, Jamie Varner is definitely a crowd favorite. He always gets a good response in the Rage in the Cage.
And also Andy Montana. He's a good fighter.
Yep.
Oh, looks like we got. Oh, he tapped out on the Kimura. Good
we were
finish
so
for
busy
those
talking, we missed the tap out. Who tapped out?
It was a Kimura. John tapped out.
John tapped out. So it looks like
Andrew-
Andrew's game plan, worked.
Looks like he worked it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 1 minute, 4 seconds in the second round. Your winner by submission, Kimura, Andrew Ritc!
Well, we definitely have a crowd favorite, I would say, with Jamie Schmidt.
Yeah, and this looks like it's going to be a really good fight.
Yeah, I think the crowd's going to be really into this one. And again, Jamie Schmidt has fought in front of these people a lot. I've seen him myself a couple of different times. And he's popular.
Here we go, touch of gloves, good sportsmanship.
A lot of energy, he comes out kicking.
Whoa, Jamie looks like he's going for the high kick knockout.
Went for a kick and got a little bit of a knee in return. Oh, and he's taking him to
that even hurt Jamie.
That was a body slam.
That looked like that might even hurt Jamie.
Yeah, that looked more like the
deep.
WWF to me.
Yes, that was flamboyant.
That was.
But he kind of got himself caught up in a guillotine.
Yes.
Guillotine, whatever you want
Guillotine,
to call it.
I say guillotine.
Guillotine. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll go with guillotine today then.
Sounds good.
But he's out of it now, and he's in a good half guard. This is where Jamie's very strong. The ground and pound. He's stepping over for the mount.
He's going to try and get him against the cage. Use that as a little bit of leverage.
That full mount. Get his hooks in. There he goes. He's got the full mount.
Yeah, and you can see Jason Castle.
Oh, he's going to hang on.
Oh, he's getting some strikes. Getting some strikes in the meantime.
Oh, some heavy hits.
He's
Heavy
really
hits.
pounding him. He is
that's
pounding
it.
him.
That's
He
it.
stopped the
Stop the
fight.
fight.
Wow.
Wow. Now, Kathy, that is what you call a classic ground and pound.
That was more pound than ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 1 minute, 14 seconds in the first round. Your winner by submission strike, Jamie Schmidt! Third man in the cage once again, Mr. Mark Sr.
Yes, Kathy, I don't know if you've noticed, but throughout the night, you've seen them standing up. They'll be striking with open hands.
Now we're getting into the good stuff. The closed hands,
That's
which
right.
I always
These
like
guys
to
have
see.
a lot more experience, and they're going to go close fists. You'll see a little bit more action, a little better combination standing up, because it's a lot harder to do that open-handed.
Well,
this looks like a good, strong
This
fight
looks
here.
like it's going to be a good one. And again, too, when you're doing the closed fists, when these guys get up to the more, the more skilled levels, there's also more damage that can be done. And, the crowd, of course, likes to see knockouts.
You certainly can, but most of these fighters also, with the more damage, you also got better defense.
Yeah, they're pretty skilled.
It looks like they're trying to do some toe stomping there, and that hurts. If you've never had your foot stepped on really hard like that, it'll certainly distract you and keep you from doing your game plan there. That's like what it's trying to do there.
It's like turf toe, but only cage toe.
That's cage toe. It's not a fun thing
We've
at all.
just come up with a new term, folks. Okay, now Joe is nicknamed the Butcher, and we want to see what maybe gave him that nickname.
Him down. Oh, he missed getting that full mount.
Yeah, just missed it.
Got a good half guard on him, though.
He's trying anyways. Well, there he goes. It looks like Robert is going to try and get out of it.
Going for an arm bar. He's got his head locked up. Got his head locked
Yeah,
up. He's got his arm in there. He can straighten it out, extend it out. Look like his elbow's down there deep too. He's got a good hold on it.
This does not look like a good position to be in.
No, it's not. He's got him locked up right now.
He definitely has him in.
All he can do is want to step around on him. He comes back around this way, stacks him up, and crawl out of it.
Now, is the cage helping him or hurting him at this point?
Right now, it's actually hurting the guy with the arm bar, because if he didn't have it there, he could slide out from under it and do a reverse
and
arm
really
bar.
do the move.
Looks like he broke free of that.
He
now.
broke free, which is lucky for him because he looked like it could have been dangerous.
Yeah, that would have been a good submission for him.
Now we see Joe throwing some strikes here. You definitely can see these guys are tough.
Oh, absolutely. And now we got Robert Davis there on the bottom. He seems to be a very good submission artist. He's going for a lot of moves there.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity going on the ground.
He's got his arm up there. He's just going to use a lot of energy here unless he can get it. His elbow's also high up there, so he's not going to have a real easy chance of getting that arm bar. He should probably drop down right now and try for a knee bar or something like that.
It looks like
he might survive this one. There he goes. He survived. But 2 good submission attempts. It's going to be an interesting second round.
Yeah, he was coming close. He just couldn't finish it. But you can see what his game plan is, obviously.
Absolutely. Robert's going to be a very good submission artist on the ground. You can tell. He's a small guy, only 140 pounds. He's given up 10 pounds, but he's really taking it to it.
Now, you fought yourself, Tom. How much energy does that take out of you as a fighter when you're having to work that hard on the ground with your submission attempts and then you aren't able to finish it?
Well, I always, and the guys that I teach now, I teach them that when you get into a submission attempt, and if you don't get it right away, always be thinking about your next one, because if you sit there and fight for one submission hold for a long time, you're going to burn energy like crazy. But it also goes both ways, too, so the other one's using a lot of energy, too.
Exactly.
We're locked up. Here we go.
Seeing a little bit of stand-up fighting here. Few knees thrown, a few knees and a few strikes.
Yep, Joe's going to force the issue here, try to keep him up there. He's trying with the stotomps again.
Yeah, I saw that. Now he's intentionally doing that.
Oh, absolutely. He wants to stay because it'll take his opponent off balance, and it's very painful. You're probably not going to get a submission from it, but it's certainly going to help you do something just like that.
Do you see fighters using that a lot?
No, you don't see a whole lot. It's not always great effective. Sometimes it's good to surprise them, but usually when you start doing it, your opponent's going to start doing it. So, you got to remember exactly what you do. It kind of depends on what kind of a style fighter you are.
Joe's throwing some strikes to the head.
Looks like he's going to go for an ankle lock if he can get it in there.
Well, this is an interesting position, yeah. Wow.
Leg over.
Robert's really, man, he's tough. He let him out.
Yes, he did. Joe started turning, so then he had to let go of it. Otherwise, it would have been an illegal move. There's no twisting of the joint.
Okay, yeah, well, obviously, that's dangerous.
And that's a very good sportsman. That's a very disciplined fighter. I'm very impressed with that. Now. Oh, my God. Now he's on the ground.
We got Joe throwing a lot of fists to the head.
There he goes, using a fence to his effect.
Now he's throwing open-handed shots. Why not just use his fist?
On the ground, I do believe that even our more experienced fighters
prefer to.
They open hand.
Well, I'll tell you what. Right now, Joe is.
Oh, he's tapping out.
Yeah, I mean, he obliterated him. A lot of striking to the head.
Excellent job there by Joe. He's looks like he's going to be a good, young, up-and-coming fighter. And Kathy's going to go in and interview him right now.
2 minutes, 4 seconds of the second round. Your winner by submission, Joe the Butcher Lira. Senior.
Well, Jeremiah looks in great shape, so that's a good sign.
Here we go. Ritchie is a very intense fighter. You'll see him come out there with a lot of rage.
A lot of focus.
And look,
yeah,
here it comes.
and
He's letting go.
it. Whoa!
He's letting go with them.
Well, Jeremiah's answering back with some strikes of his own.
Yep. And
All
Ritchie is
right.
a high school wrestler. You can see how
You
he
can see
positions
that.
himself and wears the wrestling shoes.
Yeah, that's interesting that you point that out. He is wearing wrestling shoes in the cage. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, I mean, most people go with the open feet. That way they can
Yeah.
be a little bit more responsive. You don't get hooked up as much. But it seems to work for Ritchie well. He's used to it.
Well,
So
yeah.
you stick with what you know.
So far, these guys both have a lot of energy. You know, Ritchie, of course, comes out swinging, but looks like Jeremiah answered back pretty quickly. We're seeing knees from both of them.
Yes, a lot of good knees.
A lot of good
You can see
knees.
that they were very effective when they hit Ritchie there.
Yeah, and
You can
those
tell it
hurt
took
when
him
they're
by
in the
surprise.
thigh.
Yeah, the inner thighs hurt, the stomach, chest, the solar plex. Any strike up there is just going to really change your game plan real quick. Oh, Ritchie got tagged good. that
Ritchie
time.
got tagged good on the
Kinda
head.
stunned him a little bit, but he looks like he's recovered quickly.
Yeah, he's tough. I don't think that's going to make him.
No, that's
Stall
probably
for
just
too
gonna make
long.
him a little angry, but he's got to be careful. Now he knows that he can be taken
He's
out right
coming
now.
right back at him.
Now he's ready to dance. He's out there, you can tell.
Now this is one of the first fights we've seen where they've been standing up for a good portion of the fight so far.
Right. Well, see, you get that a lot more when you get into more of the pro fighters.
Right. They're
or the more
throwing some.
experienced fighters.
Yep. They're throwing some fists out there, and the crowd is loving it.
Well, and that's very important for a fighter too. You got to be a good crowd favorite. That's how you get a paycheck in this game.
It is,
I mean,
and it's how you advance yourself
you
as
don't
well.
have to be the best to get a big paycheck.
Well, we always love to see a fighter like Jeremiah, who we don't know much about, come out and really give a strong showing. And so far, he's doing that. Yeah.
Looks like he's going to go up for the guillotine.
Both guys expended a lot of energy so far here in the first round. Now I think they're kind of taking a breather, trying to figure out their next move.
Up, now going to the ground. And Ritchie's got a good
Here we
half
go.
guard. Or up in half guard. Looks like he's going to try to go for the side mount.
He's also striking to the body, and
Looks like he might
Jeremiah.
even go for a Kimura here. Is he working the arm? I can't tell from this angle.
Well, meanwhile, Jeremy's throwing some body shots in there. Wow, that was a great first round. Very good fight.
That was excellent.
Well, Tom, looks like we've got some ring girls and some Budweiser girls. And girls all over the place.
Well, you know, I never had a problem with being around a lot of girls, but, you know.
Girls and fights, they seem to go hand in hand.
Yeah, in case you're interested, fellas, a lot of the ladies come to this show, so it's not just a male-dominated sport.
No,
Ladies,
it is
if you're
not.
out there, you can come on down anytime. Go to RageInTheCage.com to find out when we're having a fight.
And you can always get a good schedule that way from RagingTheCage.com.
Well, I'm a huge fight fan, not only Ultimate Fighting, but boxing. I've been watching boxing forever. I love it. And there's nothing like the energy from a crowd at a fight.
And here we go for round 2.
And, of course, it's always nice to see a bunch of sweaty, muscly men out there.
Oh, yeah.
Our cameraman's giving me a dirty look. I know this guy, Wyatt. How you doing over there, Wyatt? Good, close personal friend of mine.
Well, it looks like Richie's up in.
All right, we're back to round 2. And they went straight for the ground in round 2.
Yeah, they did. Probably going to try a little bit different of a game plan. Richie's going to get the half. Oh, no. He got set to the side. Jeremy's doing a good job keeping him in his guard and defending well. As you can tell, that the more experienced fighters, they defend themselves a lot better there.
Do the more experienced fighters like to be on their back?
Not necessarily on their back, but they're comfortable on their back. And that's the difference between a good fighter or not. I mean, obviously you want to be on top of the guy. But then again, you can also submit someone and even strike on your back. Jeremy's doing a job right there of...
Jeremy's doing a great job. I mean,
Jeremiah, I'm sorry, yeah.
Jeremiah, sorry.
Yeah, he's doing a great job at striking, and he looks like he's working for a submission.
He's doing such a good job that we're screwing up his name.
That's right. Here he goes. He's going to try to sink in that triangle choke. He needs to cross that arm over. He's tapping. He's tapping. Whoa. Wow, that's surprising.
Wow.
It didn't look like he had that triangle choked in there that well.
Apparently he did, and that kind of quieted the crowd.
Yes, it did. He was a crowd favorite. And it's amazing to see some of these guys. But that's just the tenacity of some of these fighters out there today. A little bit of an upset here, actually, but that's okay. Good job for Jeremiah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 1 minute, 41 seconds in the second round. Your winner, fighting out of the Franklin and Associates line, red corner, Jeremiah, the second Navarro. From Coyote Hill Bar and Grill. And our third man in the cage on this first super fight, Mr. Mark Senior.
All right, here we go.
Here we go, guys. We're moving into the last fights of the night and the most anticipated. And it's been great so far. We've seen
These are two big guys.
These are two big, tough guys. And right off the bat, whoa.
There's a pickup, and he's going to take his back. He goes for the side mount. I don't really know what you'd call that move, but a little bit of knee on chest slash side
looks a little
mount.
gymnastic.
Yeah. He's got that arm, and he wants to hang on to it.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That looks like
Wow.
good Kimura there that he's going for. Wow. Oh, he's tapping.
Wow.
I can't believe it.
Holy moly.
Oh, my goodness. That was a surprise.
Yikes.
Wow. Now, I was not expecting that at all. That was amazing.
What did I tell you about those Casa Grande fighters?
Amazing. Well, the Casa Grande fighter got tapped out.
Oh, he did. I thought that was...
No, Manny Montana got tapped out.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. I know Andy very well. It was a good Kimura.
They'll have to not use
rolling
that
Kimura.
commentary. Wow.
Wow. It looked like it hurt his arm pretty good, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 38 seconds in the first round. Your winner by submission, Kimura, Rich Latino Heat, B-Crow. has a record of 3 wins and 1 loss. He fights at Team Hardcore out of Show, Arizona. He is Gerald Hardcore Perkins!
Now, Gerald, he's a real intense fighter here. Sometimes he kind of loses a little bit of self-discipline in there.
Yeah, he looks a little crazy.
Just a little crazy.
He's got the tongue sticking out and jumping around and.
Freestyle fighter out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Please give an Arizona welcome to Anthony Ritc!
Out of Wisconsin.
Wow. Definitely not the crowd favorite.
No.
From Hooters, Arizona.
Yeah, I think Gerald's just trying to psych out his opponent there. Kind of give him the tongue action there and trying to just see what he can do to psych him out.
You gotta love it when they give him the tongue action, Tom.
Oh, get in.
I meant the fighter.
Get in.
Trying to liven up the commentary a little.
It certainly did,
Gotta
Kevin.
have fun with the fight.
Here we go. Gerald Perkins and Andy True. Oh, my God.
Whoa, what just happened?
Looked like it went down for a double leg, but I didn't see that. I was looking down at my paper.
Well, you couldn't see it because it happened so fast.
Looks like he got him in a guillotine. Guillotine.
The old guillotine.
And that guy's got some arms. He can crank it
Yes,
in there
he
really
does.
good.
Man, he's
But
got a
he's
tight
got a good
hold.
side mount on him, so he doesn't really got a lot of pressure on it. Generally, when you do that, you want to crank the head back and fold it over the arm, and that's where you get your choke at. Right now, it's basically just a good headlock.
Good headlock. They're both kind of jockeying for position here.
He's going to step over for a mount. I don't know if that's a wise thing to do in this position. He's using a lot of energy to pull up out of there. He's going to pull his head out right now. He needs to reach his hand up there and pull that elbow down over his head.
Well, he's not having any luck.
There he goes. He got the head out.
There he goes.
Now he's got to rest and get his composure here. But he's in a real good position, Gerald Perkins is. He's in the camouflage shorts there. Now he's going to try to step over for full mount. Here he comes.
Here he comes. He's
got
got it over.
Full mount.
And he's
Ground and
striking to
pound
the head.
time. Ground and pound. He's going to take his back here. Now he gave up his back.
And he's
I don't think he really wants to submit him. I think he just wants to beat him down right now.
Yeah, he wants to play a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You see how he's breaking him down with his hooks in there?
He's using all kinds of tricks.
Now he's going to roll over again. See. He's giving up that arm, but Gerald Perkins does not want to go for the submission. He wants to beat him down.
Well, and beating him down is exactly what he's doing.
Rolling over.
Not to mention the major strikes to the head he's getting.
That's right.
This is a really tough fight.
Gerald Perkins had plenty of times. Looks like he might go for a rear naked right here. No, he's still going to set him up. He's got his hooks in. He's a good ground guy. You can tell. He's tapping out. Got the rear naked choke. Oh, and a little bit of trash talking there. Oh. Wow, that's some intense fighting right there. You can tell that Gerald Perkins is a very intense individual.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 2 minutes, 16 seconds. In the first round, your winner, Gerald Hardcore Perkins! You folks ready for some more fights? I need Steven Cantwell to the cage! corner. He's 6 foot 2 inches tall, 205 pounds. Sponsored by Action Audio and Floods Ace Hardware. He has a record of 2 wins and no losses. He's a practitioner of kickboxing and jiu-jitsu out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and One Kicks Gym. He is Steven Cantwell! His opponent directly behind me in the UPN 45, Blue Get It On. Corner is 6 foot 1 tall, 204 pounds. He has a record of 4 wins and no losses. He's sponsored by Enemy Fight Gear, where he's a freestyle fighter out of Coolidge, Arizona, out of Cobblestone.
Look at this guy.
Please welcome Mike Ashford. That brings up Lucia from Coyote Hill, Parkville. Third man in the cage once again is Mr. Mark Sr.
All right, Kathy, we're going to have a very interesting fight here. 2 very intense fighters, 2 very big and strong guys.
Yes, I've seen Steve Cantrell fight before.
Yeah, Cantrell.
Okay.
And Mike Ashford. Mike Ashford's also out of the Cascaran, Eloy area. He's a Greco-Roman wrestler, 3% body fat.
Well, you can definitely see that. And he's a big guy.
Yes, he is. And Steve Cantrell's out of Las Vegas. Has a very very good teacher. Someone was telling me about earlier today. Can't remember his name though. Oh, here we go. They're locking up.
All right, well.
Looks like these guys are pretty intense here.
Both very strong fighters.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Mike tried to go for a throw there, but I think he might have got himself in trouble.
Yeah, he might have got himself in a little bit bad position.
He needs to roll back into it. He just gave up his back right there.
Oh, he's also taking a strike to the head for it.
Obviously,
Steve Cantrell
he just got his hooks in.
Yeah, getting a good position on him.
There were some just bad mistakes made there by Mike.
Yeah, maybe a little judgment error.
Well, that's a problem you have sometimes with these wrestlers. You know, they got that instinctive training into them so much that they just don't think about going to their back, which is where he should have went instead of giving it up like he did.
And Steve, of course, is disciplined in jiu-jitsu and kickboxing.
Yes. So it'll be very adverse, very hard to get away from right here. But I don't know, Mike's got a lot of power. Looks like he's going to overpower him. He's rolling into him. That's exactly what he needs to do.
He's also grabbing a hold of Steve's leg.
He's going to have to watch out for that arm bar.
Whoa! Oh!
Wow. He's got him tapped out. We got the arm bar. Good job, Steve Cantrell. Even after being slammed on his head, he brings it back and gets the arm bar. Now, folks, that ain't nothing but pure heart. That's a lot of courage to stick with that. He could have gave it up real easy, but he didn't. He decided to stick with it. Now, Kathy Rinkin's going to have a good interview up there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 2 minutes, 1 second in the first round. Your winner by submission armbar out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Steven Cantwell out of the...
Nice armbar. What do you think?
He's a big dude.
Very good.
That's the one we up on him. You know what I have to do? I can take a car, come contact, like shoot instructor, come outside. His culture pieces.